Now, these are good players on the enemy side. They got like all professional players pretty much. They got like EG Crit, Misha from Team Spirit, Charlie from Nip and stuff. And they're at their wits' end at this moment. They're just thinking about like, okay, let's just kill these guys. But at the same time, they can't really get out on the map because all the creeps are being pushed out. The score is 7-21. But it doesn't feel like Dire is actually winning this game right now. Game we're gonna be watching S4 playing Offlane Beastmaster. He is on Team Alliance, and I personally believe that Team Alliance is probably one of the best, or if not the best team in Europe at the moment. They've been winning a lot this past week, and they just seem quite unstoppable. So level 1, he starts off with Tangles, Flask. He got the Ring of Protection to give him extra armor in his lane because he knows he's fighting up against a Troll. And surprisingly, he goes for the Inner Beast. I think the biggest reason is because of Troll Warlord. The Troll can just keep hitting the boar. So he goes for the Inner Beast so he can keep pushing the lane out, and they can just create some momentum in the lane with the Inner Beast instead of trying to pull the lane back and getting punished by the Troll non-stop hitting him. I think that's the idea here. And his lane partner is GH, so that's going to be nice. And let's see what they really do here. So he's got Kick level 1, that can secure some range creeps, so he can always rely on the Earth Spirit to do that. This is a very, very difficult lane. So this is probably one of those lanes where the offlaner will lose, and we'll see what he does after he loses his lane. Because this is going to be extremely difficult to deal with. And you can see already, he lost a lot of regen. He brought Tangles instantly with the first gold that he had, so he can sustain himself. And with the Aura, just trying to get this creeper to push out and maybe can get some more space in this lane. And there you have it, already getting first blooded. Absolutely impossible lane to deal with at the moment. The Troll and Oracle just keep casting spells on him, and he is suffering a lot already. And his first item is going to be now Buckler, so he gets more armor for his Earth Spirit, and later on he can just transition this into a Vladimir's, which is very nice. You see here the Earth Spirit tanking up some of the hits, so this gave S4 some time to get some last hits in this lane. And he's always just trying to like pull the creeps back and try to get the creeps near him instead of going into the creep wave where the Troll and the Oracle can just kind of focus him down. So at this point, he's just using the board to like help him last hit, and if he can hit the Oracle a few times without the Troll hitting him back, he'll just do that. And you can see here, GH keeps using his kick to get the range creep, and that's because if the range creep gets denied, you lose a lot of XP and gold. And a lot of the pro players, they always ask their support to like make sure that the range creep gets killed off. Or if you're a good support player, you will always try to snag that range creep for yourself if possible, especially in the early levels. Here again, he gets gone on. He just has to casually walk out, and because he has so much regen, he can just come back into the lane with full everything. As long as, you know, the support is getting gone on, he will still be able to get some XP in this lane. And it's so difficult for him because like Troll is just such a hard counter in these situations. So whatever XP he can get early, we'll probably see him rotate into the jungle later, as he won't be able to lane here once the Oracle is level 3 pretty much. That's exactly what's happening at the moment. You can see it just like kind of pulling the creeps like near to him so he can just try and get whatever lasts he can. He can't even walk up into the lane whatsoever in this kind of game. You can see here in his quick buy, he's already got a belt now, putting in Necronomicon, so that will help him increase his farming rate and be able to push faster as well. And level 3, he gets his call. And again, the same thing keeps happening. Every time he walks up, they just go on him. But he's got himself 13 last hits at least, just by pulling the creep waves and also using his board. And now that the lane is super hard, he's actually using his board to bring the creep wave around. Now, normally the Earth Spirit would do this, but maybe the Oracle kind of cancelled him a few too many times, or the Beastmaster S4 was getting gone on, so the Earth Spirit had to help him out there. But now he's used his board to bring the creep wave all the way around and essentially going to secure himself a free wave here. And at the same time, the Troll is going to lose his entire wave too, because S4 will just try to deny these creeps if possible. Unfortunately, the Inner Beast does make his creeps stronger than theirs, so he's not going to be able to deny all the creeps. And again, another wave is going to come down to him. So when you're behind and you're an offlaner, or you're playing against a really hard lane, it's very good if your support would just go back here and pull the creep waves preferably in front of your tower. But if you can get it all the way back here, that's okay too. Because that one is like really difficult for the enemy core to like try and contest you with. And as an offlaner, it's very important that like in difficult lanes like this, you're just trying to maximize your experience as much as you can. Now he's got 2 more Sage Masks. And again, he does the same thing with his board, so you can go back here and you can check it out. He is just playing here with his hero, pulls the board to the lane, pokes the creeps, brings it back to behind the creep wave again, and just like that, he's going to be inching much closer to getting level 6 once again. And the Earth Spirit has already moved away from the top lane and is just starting to rotate and do other plays on the map and stuff. Why not level up Q to get range 3? Well, this spell is not that good, and it costs mana, and you generally want your call and your inner beast to be leveled up so you can push out lanes faster. These skills are the ones that help you push out lanes faster. And the enemy is already up 2,000 gold at 7 minutes in the game, so this is a really tough game already from the beginning. So it's going to be very interesting to see like how they will actually come back in this game. So now he's just playing very safe, using his boards to last hit the creeps, not showing in the lane just in case the troll will come by. And he's always putting his hawk on the camps over here as well, which will net him a lot of vision. And every time the troll goes away, he goes back in, pushes the lane out, and now that he's level 7 already, he's got the level 4 board, 2 levels in inner beast. He can just casually push the lanes out and also farm the jungle camps, and this is where he starts getting most of his gold. If we check out his net worth, it's not even that bad, right? He's got 3,000 net worth compared to the troll's 3.7k, and that's because the way that he's efficiently pulled the waves and been farming, like farmed this big camp, and also putting pressure on the top lane while his team is putting pressure elsewhere on this map. And his Oracle had to leave the top lane because the Earth Spirit left the top lane as well. And now that the troll also left the top lane because the Beastmaster has level 6, he gets a free tower all of a sudden. So he played this lane against Troll Oracle, which is absolutely like an impossible lane for a Beastmaster. But because of this pulling that he did with his boards and brought them behind the tower here, the troll lost a little bit of momentum. And the Beastmaster got enough experience to get level 6, and he used his level 3 boards to pretty much last hit the waves. And then once the troll like kind of got scared because of the level 6 Beastmaster, he started farming the jungle and pushing the lanes even faster. And now he's just doing the same exact thing. He's just staying near the boar and near the Necronomicons to give the aura. And here he notices there's a potential for a play on the mid lane. He's always watching the fights at the same time while split pushing and farming. And you can see like he's not using his hero to push the lanes out. He's using his summons to push the lanes out because this is really annoying for the enemy, and they don't see that there's like a Beastmaster top. They only see the summons top. So this is what you call ghost pushing. And ghost pushing is really annoying to deal with because the enemy don't think that it's a threat because they don't see a hero there. So they don't feel like they need to bring a hero up here to defend his towers. In fact, they're losing a lot of farm here because a lot of creep waves are going into the tower, and at the same time the tower is taking a lot of damage too. So he saw an opportunity to maybe roar mid, but the enemy ran away, so his TP kind of got wasted. And now he's trying to see if there's an opportunity for him to use Primal Roar and maybe summon his Necronomicons and get a kill with it. There's a lot of heroes bottom, and it seems like they actually decided to take the fight here. And he's just chilling, you know, waiting for the opportunity. He doesn't want to like run face first in there. But because the Pugna has pushed the bottom lane in and has a catapult, he can use his Necronomicons and also help take this tower if needed. But he's actually saving it for a roar. Sees that everybody is already running away, like the Quap is just jungling. He just drops the Necronomicon and helps take this tier 1 tower. Just like that. And now look at the score, it's just 111. But they feel good because that's the power, that's the strength of their lineup. Their lineup is all about taking towers together and playing together. The Beastmaster, the Pugna, the Warlock, Earth Spirit, they have really good team fight and they have really good tower pushing potential. And Dire, they haven't, even though they got a lot of kills, they haven't gotten any towers. And in this current patch, everything's about towers and farm. Like kills don't really net you that much. And you can see here, he's just like lingering around the bottom lane because his other heroes already pushed that out. And he's just ready, waiting for somebody to walk into him so he can cast Roar. And he catches the Oracle very easily. But, you know, the Tusk just trying to buy a little bit of time. And both these supports are going to die. And now it's getting kind of scary because both of the supports are dead. They can easily just like threaten this tier 2 tower a little bit more. But the Queen of Pain and the Willow are bottom, so they're just gonna slowly try to put some pressure on this tower. The Troll has also come here, and here comes a big rock, and my god, this Troll just took so much damage. And with this aura, with the Warlock Golem, it does a lot of damage to Warlock Golem. Like a really good combo together as well. And you can see what he's doing. He's just kind of lingering in the fights, waiting for the opportunity to just like bring out another boar, sending his units in. He's not going in himself to right click in the fights. He's just using his summons because he knows his hero doesn't actually do much, right? If his hero runs in and dies, then you essentially lose your aura, which is like pretty much a majority of your damage and your summons. So he's kind of just using his summons and his aura to do all the work, and letting his hero like linger around, just provide his aura for his entire team. And again, it's super annoying because even though they kind of like did okay in this fight bottom, the Troll died, and also the lane is still pushing into them, so they can't get out on this map. Meanwhile, this PA is just farming, right? This PA is like extremely happy in this kind of game. Now he's got the Necro Book 2, goes to the mid lane, helps push that lane out. And he's just kind of playing around with this team because he has a Pugna in this game, right? And now easy kill onto this Queen of Pain, and they're just kind of like making sure that nobody just playing around as 4 while the PA just keeps farming. And now he's dropped his Necro Book to just push out the lane, or farm some jungle camps and push out the lane some more and threaten the top tower. Now if you're not playing with Pugna and you don't really have this heavy tower pushers, ideally what I think S4 would do is after he pushes the tier 1 top, he would just stay top lane, farm up here and keep pushing the waves in, and just keep farming in the jungle and just get better. And then when you see the opportunity with a Roar, that's the time you want to connect with your team and maybe use a smoke and get a kill like that, and then connect to another tower and take a tower. Because in this current patch, towers and farming is like the most important, and I would say like kills become more secondary. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. And just with his boards and his aura, he's brought this tower down to 200 HP already. So much pressure, and all of a sudden Dire feel like they need to come top and defend this. And this is really putting Dire like in a bad position because they would rather be bottom and free farming. But because of Beastmaster pressure here, they've brought everybody top, and they get a big team combo here. And you can see S4 just like, well, I don't really want to be here right now, just casually running away. But his minions, his Necro Books are going to deal a lot of damage here, but it seems like it won't be enough, and they're just going to get wiped pretty much 4-0, unfortunately. But at the same time, Dire can't really get out on the map and take any towers. So he's got that Necro 3, and his next item, he's going for a Dominator in this game, so more auras, more damage. That's going to be given for his team. So as an aura hero, like, you don't want to die, right? If you die, all your auras are gone. So you just want to let your minions and stuff like do the work and let your teammates do damage, and you just kind of want to linger on the edges of a team fight if possible. And here he just goes back top, split pushes. He knows he cannot team fight into the enemy at the moment, so he's just trying to apply pressure top and bring people back. And as soon as someone TPs back, he just pulls back all his minions and goes and farms the jungle if needed, or goes for a creep wave. But here bottom, he is getting picked off because there's a observer ward on him, unfortunately, and he will die here because of the observer ward. But at the same time, because he did this play, his mid tower got protected. All 5 heroes ran top, and this gave space for PA to free farm and his team to push out the mid lane. So again, Dire is stuck on their side of the map, unable to do anything. Now these are good players on the enemy side. They got like all professional players pretty much. They got like EG Crit, Misha from Team Spirit, Charlie from Nip and stuff. And they're at their wits' end at this moment. They're just thinking about like, okay, let's just kill these guys. But at the same time, they can't really get out on the map because all the creeps are being pushed out. The score is 7-21, but it doesn't feel like Dire is actually winning this game right now. And that's S4's mindset. It's like and Alliance always do this, where they prefer to bring people to their own side of the map and get them away from your side of the map instead of like constantly fighting into the enemy. So here is about to be alive in 3 seconds. There's a big fight happening mid. He will most definitely think about TPing mid, but his TP is on cooldown because he TP'd to the Shrine top earlier to split push. So he has to walk back to the mid lane. His team is already slowly taking this team fight. And here he comes with his auras. A little bit of a walk of shame here, but no problem. Has the roar ready. Actually smokes himself so the enemy can't see him walking into this team fight. But doesn't get in range for the roar. Now he can roar the troll if he wants to. Oh, he messed up again. Alright, well, that was rather a big mistake from S4 that he should have most definitely ulted the troll warlord while he was using his ultimate there. He wanted to get a bigger kill and pretty much like lost track of the fact that this troll has a basher, and he got bashed and died. So here his team dies once again, 5-0. Things are not looking too hot for Radiant at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
that was a classic S4 head move there. Just casually running in and dying. Alright, so what's the next play? Keep it back again to the mid lane. I mean, now they're up 5k gold, so we will really get to see how Radiant are going to come back in this game from this position, right? I still feel like Radiant's teamfight is better because they got all these auras, where Dire doesn't have any aura items whatsoever. And this is why like auras in this current patch and pretty much throughout Dota have always been so powerful. And that's pretty much his build, right? It's just buying a bunch of aura items and Necrobook, which help deward and push lanes out and do a lot of damage. So here he goes mid, then goes back to the top lane. Just always focus on pushing lanes out as a Beastmaster. You don't want to really like sit around doing nothing. You kind of want to get lanes out. You can see his minions pushing the lanes out while his hero is the one farming the neutral creeps. That way he never shows up on the map. And here his Warlock gets picked off again. The enemy team is doing Roshan. He uses a Hawk to watch the Roshan. And the Earth Spear has ultimate, so they can actually take a team fight here if they want to. And here we go. Earth Spirit rolling in. Kicks the troll out. Oh my god. That was amazing moves by GH. And now the Tusk probably has to pick up the Aegis. Nope, doesn't need to. They do kill the Queen of Pain because S4 roars them here. And with the Necrobook, so much damage, right? Like, that's what these aura items do. How the Dominator provides a lot of damage for your minions as well. So pretty much just stacking all these auras here. And here he gets dove top, but the Tusk does not reach. He just walks into the trees. And always waiting for the enemy to start running away so he can go back into the fight. These boards are always being put on these supports and these like annoying like these heroes, and just kind of annoying them by slowing them down non-stop. And here with the Dominator, he picks up a Centaur now. The Centaur can provide him with additional stuns, and or he can just buy like, let's say an Alpha Wolf or like a Furbog, and that's going to give him more auras for his team if needed. So again, like, I haven't really seen S4 play in the bottom area of the map this game at all, apart from like when he went down there to take the tower. And here he uses his roar, summons his Necrobook, almost kills the Oracle, but the Oracle gets his ult off. And they just kind of get out, right? And this is very important to know. Look how he plays this. He never goes in with his hero. He always uses roar and just uses his minions to do all the damage, and he just stays on the outside. He doesn't want to get jumped by him going into the fight, right? He just kind of backs off. Throws his axes out, and then it's good. And then now he's just pretty much an aura, right? Like an aura creep kind of situation. Just wants to stick around his team if they need to deal damage or something. He notices that this fight is completely lost, and then the PA is just like still farming, not in the fight, so he instantly TPs bottom and starts split pushing, so that there's less time for the enemy to maybe go high ground or something like that. Because if your team is dying and you cannot team fight, you should already start split pushing. You gotta get the most out of the map as you can. And you shouldn't like try to sit in the base and like do nothing. Because the enemy, if you don't start split, for example, if S4 didn't push this out and he went back to base, what would have happened was they would have went middle, take this tower, go here, take this tower, see that everybody's in the base, run bottom, take the tier 2, run bottom, take the tier 2, and then you're going to be stuck in your base because the enemy has pushed out 2 lanes. Because S4 TP's bottom, right, he gets this lane out, PA got top lane out, and now the enemy only have the mid lane and feel a lot of pressure coming from this bottom lane, so they TP all their heroes bottom. Unfortunately, this PA gets caught out, even though S4 already pushed the bottom lane out with his minions. And look what he does next. He was bottom, he instantly TPs to the top shrine and starts split pushing top. And this is all these moves that he's been doing up until now is just buying so much time for his team. And the troll even gets the mid racks here. But it doesn't matter because he knows even if he goes mid, he can't do anything to this troll. But what he can do is buy time by split pushing. He has a buyback, doesn't need to use it because the mid racks is already dead and the tier 2s are all alive, right? So they only lost mid racks, but enemy is only getting like kills on this map. They're not getting any more objectives, and the reason for that is because of all the split pushing that was happening in this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And now he got a blink dagger, so he has a way of initiating or better positioning himself in the fights. And he really needs to initiate and try to kill Oracle. That's his goal in the fights, or else the Oracle will just cast his ultimate. But here, let's go back a little bit, see what happens. Under the vision of Radiant Ward, the Oracle exposed himself, got stunned. He ults himself, but that is not good enough. And here, S4 is looking for who to jump, playing on the ends of the fight. Doesn't want to just roar the crit guy because he's the tanky hero. Still waiting for the opportunity to jump someone important, like maybe a Queen of Pain, and drop Necrobooks on him. And here the Queen of Pain actually blinks to him, so they can just roar him, and with the Pugna Blast, he can just get that kill. And that's exactly who he was looking for. His priorities was pretty much Oracle first, and then the Queen of Pain second. Because the Oracle already died, he can just focus the Queen of Pain. He's always thinking like who to jump here, and now using the Necrobooks and his summons only, trying to pressure the team fight, and he's just sticking his hero on the outer side. And he sees the Oracle, and the Oracle is not protected by any core, so he jumps onto the Oracle now. Like, you can see how he's always thinking about getting these squishy targets first, who do so much with just their spell casting. And suddenly the Oracle just die-backed all of a sudden in this fight. And the Queen of Pain as well, who bought out, almost died there, had to blink out. And you can see this PA's damage. This PA has 186 damage now, right? And has all these auras from the Beastmaster. Has the Necrobook, has the Inner Beast, has the Vladimir's aura, even the Casual Buckler for the armor. And now he's going for the AC already, pretty much amplifying this PA so much, making her super tanky and do so much damage at the same time. Now this is not only for the PA, but it's for everybody on this team, right? But the PA is like the most significant one with this. And now he sees the Queen of Pain bottom, who has no buyback. He TP's bottom. You can see here he was actually middle, giving auras from the trees. Remember, he never shows himself. He really never shows himself. He just sticks around the PA, like in the fog. And then he TP's bottom because he notices that there's a Queen of Pain split push and this Queen of Pain has no buyback. If this Queen of Pain dies, it's GG for Dire right here. Right? So Queen of Pain blinks, doesn't notice that there's a BM who already TP'd bottom, roars him, and unfortunately BKB did come out. Almost! Oh, here comes the Yules from GH. He is gonna blink out though, but there's no TP available on this Queen of Pain, so she is gonna die. Now she's dead for 100 seconds, and now every fight is 4 versus 5, and they're just gonna group up again together. All the tier 3s are dead. Sorry, the tier 2s are dead, so because the tier 2s are dead, if anybody else dies on Dire and they take a Rax, they can just keep going for the next Raxes. Whereas like Dire, because they don't have these tier 2s killed, when they took the mid-Rax, they couldn't go for any other objectives on the map. And again, that's a product of the split pushing that S4 was doing throughout this game. And look at the score, 70 to 35. But it feels like Radiant are the one in control of this game. And here we go. Let's go back here once again. the Radiant Warlock plants vision, sees that there's an Oracle here, and S4 just blinks in, roars him, wants to get that kill because the Queen of Pain is already dead. Every fight is 4 versus 5. They want to take any engagement they possibly can get. And there you go, suddenly 2 versus 5. Oracle also dying, and now the Troll dies. And that's it, right? 4 heroes dead, and now the Queen of Pain is alive, but then his team is all dead, right? They all started dying one by one. The only thing Dire could have done was go back into their base and AFK there. But because, like, obviously that's not a way of, like, winning Dota, they try to go out on the map, but, you know, S4, GH, they were all in position ready to get these initiations from that. And all this build-up of all these aura items in this game, like, have amassed to this point in the game where you just win one fight, right? And use all your auras. Look how fast these buildings are dying. They can just go straight for the throne. They have so many auras, so much damage. They got Desolator on PA. They kill towers. And as the enemy comes out one by one, because they don't have buybacks, they can just keep killing them. And this is the power of Beastmaster, right? Even this Golem does so much DPS. 200 damage plus the auras from the BM. And they even won this game having less kills than the enemy. Like, kills are not everything, especially when you play heroes like this. Team fight, auras, power push potential, that's what actually matter. And that's the current patch as well. The current patch is all about farming and pushing towers and then amassing enough net worth to just go down a lane or like kill someone and just end the game. These guys had 35 kills. At some point, they even had 25 kills and Dire had like 5 or something. And it didn't matter. It didn't mean anything. At the end of the day, these picks, like, although you play for fighting heroes, all they did at the end of the day was not have enough auras and not have enough tower damage to finish the game. And look at Crit. Crit's rank 1, right? And Crit bought Vladimir's Pipe and Dominator because he knows how to win games. This is what wins games. You need these aura items to help you. And nobody on his team can buy those items either. So it's very unfortunate for him because obviously his gameplay, like, Tusk is not a hero who normally does that. You can see at 10 minutes, this Beastmaster who had a hard game was the one who had the highest net worth in Radiant side. Even almost as much as Troll had in net worth. This was literally all S4's doing in this game that kept them in the game. Even some of his deaths were super, like, efficient because he was split pushing and making sure that the enemy team can't take towers. And they forced him to react to him. Except for that one death middle where he just died back, walked middle and just died. I don't know what that was about.